quiet whisper in your heart. Trust in me, little one. Believe in me.
So tell me a little bit about kind of finding out that your youngest son had ADHD.
So we kind of thought maybe he had ADHD at first because of some articles that I had read online, and my oldest son had ADHD, so I thought, maybe there was a connection there. But he was very aggressive and destructive to the point where I sometimes questioned if it really was ADHD, because to me, ADHD was a child that couldn't focus or was hyperactive. And these types of behaviors were very scary. They were scary for me, they were scary for my other kids. And I just questioned how this could be ADHD, even though it was kind of what I had thought and what the doctors up until that point had kind of implied. And I also knew at the same time that my youngest son hadn't had the same type of evaluation that my oldest son did when he was diagnosed. So I think that made me question it as well. So I finally ended up taking him to Iowa City, where there was a child psychiatrist, because I could not find a child psychiatrist locally. And at that point was when we did the Vanderbilt assessment with the school, and I completed it as well. And then we really sat down, and me and my husband and my son and the psychiatrist, and talked for almost 2 hours. And it was the first time where I really felt heard. And she told me that my son had ADHD, and that was at that point that I believed her. Like, I finally accepted, okay, yes, this is ADHD. Now let's figure out what we're going to do to treat it.
And if there were another parent who was going through something similar or had a child dealing with sort of a mental health question or issue, what would you tell them?
Yeah, that's a great question. I first of all would stress to be open to your friends and family about what you're doing, what you're going through, and like what you're feeling, because keeping it inside is not good for you. It's not good for your children. And by sharing your story with other people, you'll find that there's a lot more people going through the same thing that have resources for you. Also, talk to your school. The schools in this area are really great. They can help you with getting like the right steps. Keystone was a great help for us. And then finally, just talking to your physician about your concerns and seeing what they suggest doing.